What is Xanax? Some people call it Zanny bars or Zans, but what is it? Xanax is a brand name for a medication called Alprazolam. Alprazolam is used and prescribed by doctors to treat anxiety or certain mental health issues like that. Now, what happens is Xanax can become addictive. Some people use it as prescribed and they get by just fine. And hey, my hat's off to those people. That's great. If it's helping you with your anxiety, that's amazing. But there's another group of people who struggle with addiction to Xanax. Now, the problem with Xanax is it can become very, very addictive. And what can happen is you can become so dependent on it that you can't go without it. This is when people start to become dependent on the Xanax. I'm going to talk a little bit about what it looks like to be addicted to it and what it looks like for those withdrawals from Xanax. Another way you could tell if you're struggling with Xanax dependence or Xanax addiction is you start to experience cravings. Now, like all drugs, cravings start small and then they increase over time as you continue to use them. So what happens when you're addicted to Xanax, or how you know you're addicted to Xanax, is you start to feel like you need to take Xanax to function. When you don't take Xanax, you start having cravings. Now, cravings, we always talk about cravings in a scale. Cravings from a 1 to a 10. Even as you go to treatment or you work with a substance abuse counselor, they're going to tell you what kind of cravings are you experiencing today. When you have cravings of a 10, that means all you're thinking about is taking some more Xanax. All you want is to take some more Xanax. And you feel like you can't go to school, you can't go to work, you can't be a good husband, you can't be a good wife, you can't spend time with your family, you don't want to do anything unless you take some Xanax. This means you're having high cravings for Xanax. You're thinking about it all the time, you're looking for it all the time, you're reaching out to your friends, starting to spend more and more money on the Xanax. You continue to take it even though there's negative consequences. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe your wife told you that she's gonna get a divorce if you don't stop using it. Maybe your kids are starting to feel the effects of your addiction. When you're struggling with an addiction, another big thing that happens is you start to go through withdrawals when you stop using this substance. Now, Xanax has a few withdrawal symptoms that I wanna highlight, and one of them is anxiety. Another one is concentration problems, auditory hallucinations, visual hallucinations, and another big one is feelings of sadness or hopelessness. If you're struggling with any of these things, chances are you're dealing with addiction. You're dealing with dependency to the Xanax. So I'm going to talk real quick about some of the risks of Xanax addiction. Number one, I would say a top one on the list is overdose. If you overdose on Xanax, depending on where you are and what type of environment you're in, this could be deadly. You could lose your life over this addiction with Xanax. Some people take so much Xanax, they have seizures. And you don't know when you're gonna have that seizure. What if you're driving? What if you're doing something important and you're at a ledge or any type of thing like that? This could literally end your life. So that's a big risk of Xanax addiction. Another one is memory loss, cognitive function. You know, people who struggle with Xanax addiction, you might not realize it, but you're slowly changing. You're not getting sharper. You're not getting smarter. Your abilities to function and do things that you normally could have done are slowly fading away. There's a lot of options. There's a ton of options. One thing I recommend, if you've been using Xanax daily or frequently, I wouldn't recommend stopping on your own. I would recommend getting help. There's a lot of treatment available for Xanax addiction. You can go to the link in my bio, you can leave me a comment, you can message me, and I'll help you figure out some solutions based on your lifestyle. Not everybody's situation is the same. Not everybody's treatment is a cookie cutter treatment. So what you can do is you can reach out and I'll help you. I do not recommend you stopping on your own, because a lot of people have tried to stop on their own and they have gone into seizures, really bad withdrawal symptoms, and that just makes you want to get high again. So it's better to get treatment for it. There's a lot of different options, whether it's inpatient, outpatient, doctor visits, seeing a psychiatrist. Whatever you feel you might need, just reach out to me and we'll help you out. If you know somebody who's struggling with Xanax addiction, please share this video with them, and I would love to be able to have a conversation with them and see what I could do. Thank you for joining, and I look forward to seeing you for the next session.